academia, the number of mental health issues are really through the roof. It is crazy how many people suffer from anxiety or depression. And I think it is no surprise when we look at the whole academic system why it is so extreme in academia. So if you want to know what my mental health tips and habits are in order to overcome mental health issues and to keep a strong mental health, then watch till the end of the video. Also, if you want more tricks on how to improve your PhD, whether it is by, like I said, improving your mental health, or by reaching more people with your research, or by finding a great job after your PhD, then also be sure to subscribe to my channel and to hit the little bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And yes, also, if you like the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up. And this is going to help me a lot with the algorithm. So already, thanks a lot. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So one of the most important things that I have picked up is a teaching that is called STOIC philosophy. And if you're following me, you're probably aware that I am into this. And one of the most important teachings in STOIC philosophy is to only focus on the things that you are in control of. And maybe you've seen that my tagline is also PhDs taking control of their careers. And this is no accident. So, when you look at the whole system in academia, actually it is crazy. First of all, we get a lot of pressure to stay in academia. It is sort of considered shameful if you want to leave academia and you're kind of looking like a quitter or not strong enough or not competent enough. So there's already a lot of pressure to stay in academia. And when you look at those things that make a successful academic, those things are actually not really in our control. Because there are so many universities that are still hiring based on impact factor. And for instance, when you're working in life science, then it is very beneficial if you have a Nature or Cell or Science publication. And those journals are usually accepting your publication if you have novel and significant results. And here is the problem. First of all, we are not in control of our data. And if we are cheating. And also you are not in control of whether or not journals are going to like your publication in the end. So, the two main things that are going to define your career you are not in control of. And it is so understandable that it is causing a lot of anxiety and depression amongst PhD students and postdocs and everyone who wants to stay in academia. So what STOIC philosophy teaches is instead to focus on the things that you can control, which is, for instance, you are in control of how well you've been thinking through your hypothesis. You are in control of how well you know the literature. You are in control of with how much integrity you are analyzing your data. And it is going to help your mental health tremendously if you are aware that neither your data nor whether people like your research are in your control, but all of those other things are in your control. And still, even if you're doing this, sometimes anxiety will still come up. It is just natural and it is normal. And I recently learned in an online course a very nice technique, which is basically when anxiety comes up, the first thing that I now do is to say, interesting that I'm feeling this. And I reflect a little bit, but without judgment. And then the next step is to let go of it and be like, oh, that's fine. It's human. Let's move on. It's also okay if the feeling stays. Again, interesting that I'm feeling this. It's also okay if it leaves. And this mindset is helping me so much. And it takes a lot of practice in terms of it doesn't come easily for me. And the more often you do it, the more at ease you will be even with discomfort. By first of all acknowledging that it is there and then letting it go. Allowing it to be there and also allowing it to go. The second thing that I am doing in terms of mental health and mental health habits is meditation and yoga. And I actually do this every morning. And it goes in the same direction, which is on the one hand, when you're meditating a lot, you are able to recognize emotions very easily. You are finding the stillness and you're noticing things a lot quicker. Because I used to be one of those people that don't really feel stress. I thought it was a good thing, but really I only felt stress when it was almost too late and I was completely burnt out. And this is really not healthy at all. For me personally, it has come at very high costs. So yes, I meditate and I do yoga, and this first of all allows me to detect stress and to detect all kinds of other negative emotions a lot easier. And second of all, what I have learned on the yoga mat is that even though there might be some discomfort, it doesn't mean that we have to kind of engage with it. So I do, for instance, a type of yoga that is called yin yoga, where you're stretching a lot and staying in a pose for a long time. And the idea is that you're kind of relaxing into the stretch. And this is so painful for a few yoga poses. And this sort of habit of relaxing into the discomfort is something that you can also do in your real life. Because only because one area of your life is uncomfortable does not mean that you have to become this huge anxiety ball. I was going to say ball. I don't know if this makes sense, but you don't have to let it take over all of the areas of your life. And what I'm learning in yoga is to accept the discomfort, acknowledging it, and to relax into it and not engage with it in that sense. And then the next thing is we are adults, and this is a wonderful thing. We can, first of all, we can label or give emotions a label and acknowledging that they are there. Then figuring out why it is that they are there. For instance, in today's yoga session, I was so grumpy. And this is a good thing because I realized why I'm grumpy. I'm realizing what it is that I'm not looking forward to today at all. And then I can take action to improve it, because this is the beautiful thing of being an adult. We are in control of so many things of our lives, a lot more than we are realizing. And this is how I can let go of all of those negative feelings. I'm saying, okay, I'm an adult. Thank you for drawing my attention to this thing that is not going in line with what I am wanting for today. Now it is on me to take care of it and to improve it. And this sort of mindset is also helping me a lot. Again, acknowledging that it is there, understanding what it means, why I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and then using my brain and thinking about what it is that I can do and which actions I can take to improve my situations and take responsibility for my life situation. And this brings me to the third point, which is therapy. We can do all of this sort of reflection by ourselves, and this is already getting me very, very far. But what is helping even more is when you're talking to a professional, and sometimes we have some limiting beliefs and some subconscious beliefs that are so ingrained in ourselves that we don't notice them. And for those reasons, it is helpful to have someone who notices our bullshit in a way and who says, listen, let's get further into this thing that you just mentioned. And I recently had a big breakthrough. I have realized something about myself that is going to affect my work, how I approach my PhD, how I approach relationships, how I approach friendships, how I approach family, and how I approach everything. And this is only possible when you're having someone who is asking you questions that you couldn't have been thinking of yourself. It's not only possible, but this is how it was for me. This is what has helped me a lot. And I think this is particularly helpful when we are finding ourselves in similar situations again and again and again. Because when we are finding ourselves, for instance, in relationships and work relationships and so on, where we are being taken advantage of, then I hate to say it to you, but we are the denominating factor in this. Which means that maybe there's some subconscious belief inside of us that suggests that we don't deserve to be treated better, or that we might be selfish for saying no, or whatever it is. And this is where therapy can help. If we are able to detect and undo those subconscious beliefs, we are also able to turn our life into a better version and to really live a life that is more fulfilling to us. But we need to do the work in ourselves. And the difference, by the way, between victim blaming and empowering people is that victim blaming asks, whose fault is it? And I'm not talking about fault at all. People should never take advantage of other people. 100%, but it still happens. So it is, in a way, I think, still our responsibility to make sure that we are not being taken advantage of as best as we can. And this is empowerment to me, to give you the tools to prevent this from happening, because there will always be some bad people that want to take advantage of you. And yeah, all I can do is to help you protect yourself. And this is really why I'm doing this. And I'm not saying that if you are in a negative situation, it is your fault. I'm just trying to give you tools to remove yourself from the situation. And yes, on this note, please don't kill me. If you do, it is also okay. I'm happy to be a projection space for those sorts of things. Let's have a constructive discussion in the comments about, on the one hand, whether you agree with me, whether I have forgotten a few things, and what are your habits to have a strong mental health. And yes, with this, I wish you a wonderful day. Follow me. I keep forgetting this. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. The handles are here, and I will also be linking to them below. Oh, and another thing that I keep forgetting is here. I'm very well prepared. If you cannot afford therapy, then there is this wonderful online counseling thing that is called BetterHelp. And the beautiful thing, I'm also with BetterHelp. And the beautiful thing about it is they don't only have counselors and coaches, but they also have proper therapists. You can just schedule it in even during work and find a quiet space somewhere on the campus to talk to your counselor, and you don't have to drive to your counselor for an hour and then wait in the waiting room and so on. So it is all very, very convenient for people who have little time. And another awesome thing is that you can talk and chat with them during your week. So the actual sessions are either by phone or by Skype, but when something urgent comes up, you can still chat with them every day and you get immediate input. So I'm finding this very, very valuable. And if you're clicking on the link below for BetterHelp, then you will get a little discount. And yes, with this now, finally, have a great day, take good care of yourself, and I should see you in the next video. Bye.